Listen, there's this Netflix series titled Baby that should really not be confused with the Oscar-nominated The Boss Baby.
Come on, beat it like it owes you money!
Scooter Busky is a garbage baby.
Maybe he's just misunderstood.
Oh, sorry. I didn't realize your brother was a liberal.
This Italian series has been getting a lot of buzz because there are people trying to take it down, claiming that Netflix has officially crossed the line. And I'm over here like, haven't they already? Let me explain. So to me, this series is like The Bling Ring, but with sex. It originally was 8 episodes long, and for some reason, 2 were cut. So I don't know if those were the episodes that had all of the really explicit stuff, but you pretty much follow these 2 girls who meet up in high school with 2 completely different goals.
Sai, ci sono ragazze che le tattoo le combinano di tutti i colori. Se la gente si fa un'idea di te, dopo non si torna più indietro.
Kiara is the Cody of the group who wants to get the scholarship to go to school overseas, elite style, because her family is completely broken back home in Rome, but instead of studying abroad, she starts studying this one. Luda's the one who starts the business. She's the Zach to her Cody who just wants to drop out of school. Dad's not paying her tuition. Boyfriend released their sex tape. And when she starts dating this dude named Fiora who owns a nightclub, girl starts making money in a different way.
Questo cazzo di vestito!
Now, of course, there's a bunch of other characters like Damiano, who's this ambassador's bastard. He's a scapegoat drug dealer who's always getting blamed for everything. He's always getting into trouble because he looks like young Lean. There's Camila and Nicolo, who are siblings, but since he's secretly smashing his sister's best friend, they kind of start drifting apart. Fabio's the principal's son, who le piace la pasta di penne. But the main controversy comes from Saverio, the pimp, who's using Fiora to recruit girls, mainly these 2 girls. And I don't know if it's just people not watching the show. I mean, they were trying to ban it before the show even came out, so I guess that is the case. But I personally don't think they were glorifying any type of lifestyle in this one at all. Like, yeah, they get lured into it and they start making money and they kind of like it, but it's not like they immediately become Mary Magdalenes.
Do you think it's true?
What, the part about making the vodka?
No. That making bad decisions can sometimes be the right thing to do.
Damiano actually even kills Saverio in a car accident when he sees Ludo getting used. The girls collect the phones by the end of the season to make sure that they have all of their contacts and photos. And by the end of it, you actually get the most anticlimactic finale that I've seen in a Netflix show.
Se hai 16 anni e vivi nel quartiere più bello di Roma, sei fortunato. Il nostro è il migliore dei mondi possibili. Siamo immersi in questo acquario bellissimo, ma sogniamo il mare. Ecco perché, per sopravvivere, abbiamo bisogno di una vita segreta.
Which again brings me to the idea that there was a lot of stuff that got cut in those 2 episodes, but the big buzz around this show came when the National Center on Sexual Exploitation got 55 victims of sex trafficking to write a letter asking Netflix to drop this show before it even aired, and were telling people to not watch it. And what's funny is that it was that letter that put this show on my radar to watch to begin with. Now, I'm not saying that they don't have a case, right? Like, this show is based off of a real life case known as Baby Squeal that happened in Italy. Back in 2013, there were these 2 girls, one who was 14, the other 16, who pretty much just searched up how to get easy money on Google, and they started selling their bodies in order to buy Louis bags and every other designer item that they wanted. And just like in the show, they had their pimps who were getting them clients, but what was really messed up in the real life story was that the mom of the 14-year-old was also low on money. So she actually forced her daughter to keep going. Like, they brought up in court that the girl got tired of working and just wanted to do actual homework, but her mom told her no. She had to go on like 3 more dates before she can even touch her math homework. It was disgusting. What's crazy is that prostitution is actually legal in Italy, but of course, unless you call them by their name, with minors, it's a no-no. So even though they were making around $600 a day, all of that got seized when they got caught, and everybody went to jail. The pimps, the moms, a police officer who was one of their premier clients, who funny enough was married to a senator, and that senator just so happens to be the granddaughter of Mussolini. So I guess he was just continuing the legacy of being a dictator. Now, obviously, the real story is messed up. You know, I don't condone that at all. And considering that there's always people who watch YouTube videos and get angry in the comments because they only heard spurts, I'll repeat it again. I don't condone that lifestyle at all, but the Netflix series has clear differences from the real life story. For everyone who thinks Netflix has crossed the line with this one,
C-A-my-N-word. It's 10-4-9-A-my-N-word.
You are groping me.
And if anyone's gonna get groped, it's gonna be me.
I am not Asian. I am adopted.
And you are. Come here. You guys are not gonna believe this, but this is my brother, Ty, and he's deaf, too.
What are the odds of that?
What, didn't you just say there's nothing wrong with being gay?
For you.
Are you sure we should, like, sexualize ourselves?
Yeah, it's for a good cause.
Now nobody's eating my wieners.
boy, they stopped caring a long time ago. See, as much as I bash 13 Reasons Why, right, and I don't really like that show, I'm never against them telling their story. I truly believe every crappy cliche show should get the opportunity to be shown.
Well, this 2001 thing is supposed to be a masterpiece, so...
God, it's, so boring.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, but at least it's long. You should still see it, though, you know, so at least when pretentious people talk about it, you can yawn really loudly.
And get shredded to pieces. What I am against is when shows like 13 Reasons Why pretend that it's preventing suicide when it's literally pushing people to become Hannah Bakers for attention. You know, something that I mentioned 2 years ago when I covered the show. And now y'all want to believe me? Baby isn't telling girls to go take Netflix and chill to a whole nother level. It's just showing you a lifestyle that, unlike the amalgamation of attention that other shows do, is actually real. And it's a tame adaptation at that. See, if some of y'all actually tried meth after watching just one season of Breaking Bad, then that's your Pinkman looking self's fault. This is the first still of Breaking Bad of him and his tighty whities out in a desert in an RV, and later seasons get worse. So believe me, shows that show bad people are not glorifying that lifestyle, and the same goes with Baby.
You're goddamn right.
They clearly point out in episode 5 how it's these two scumbags who are clearly manipulating the girls that they claim they're not manipulating. That's how you know you're manipulating.
Ma cosa dici? Cosa dici? Noi stiamo offrendo un servizio. Le aiutiamo a fare quello che loro hanno autonomamente scelto di fare. Le ho costrette io a venire qua? Le hai costrette tu? E allora, noi siamo uomini d'affari.
I don't agree with limiting shows just because we don't want to see bad people, be bad people in shows. That's the way it goes. It's okay for main characters to make mistakes and go down bad paths. Some learn from it, others don't.
Yeah, well, I'm the queen of bad decisions.
And I'm the king.
Seriously.
But unless it's an adaptation of Mein Kampf literally trying to manipulate you, then the rest of these are just stories. And I don't believe we should be censoring other people's stories, even when I think they're just a stream it. I wonder with this cartoony anecdote right here, right? Growing up and going to a lot of churches, I would always hear about the evils of the media. And while I do agree that it's influential, obviously, if a movie can encourage you to do something positive, it can definitely discourage you, or I guess encourage you to do something bad. But the idea of not showing anything horrible ever and ignoring evil like it doesn't exist always confused me, because there are a lot of movies about human trafficking, but they're so corny that it's not reaching the people who actually need to hear it. How we can make fun of Taken all we want because it's an action movie, but I legit know people who have taken extra precautions when they're overseas. You know, they're turning on Find My iPhone, Share My Location, wearing a damn towel around their neck so they don't get lost after watching that movie. Because people learn best when they're not being preached to, in my opinion, when they can relate to characters that are actually being built. So when I hear boycotts and censorships for any movie that's partially PG-13, I kind of laugh, especially when you consider the Bible thumpers who ignore the fact that King David, from the Bible, smashed a girl he saw bathing from his rooftop. He then killed her husband, and then he had kids who raped each other because of all of that buffoonery. Now that's a story that belongs on the big screen. See, the funniest thing about censorship isn't when groups confuse what's problematic and what's just an impactful story. It's when they end up censoring themselves. Thank you guys for checking out this video. I'm really curious to know your thoughts about it. I know I had a bunch of people who were recommending this one, asking me my thoughts. Again, I'm curious to see what those last 2 episodes were missing. I don't think they're going to be doing a season 2 with this one, considering some of the backlash that they got, but Insatiable got a lot of backlash. Netflix gave that a second one. 13 Reasons Why is just based off of like a 90-minute read. That thing's getting 3 seasons. There's a bunch of things out there that are clearly getting sequels that a lot of people have complained about, and Netflix, you know, is in it for the money. But this is one of those cases where I don't agree that this is something that's telling people to go out and become prostitutes. It's just a story of a couple of girls, and I think, if anything, this may show some people to not go down this lifestyle, and the people who were thinking of doing it maybe doing it either way. I don't know. I think the bigger problem Netflix has is that they keep lying about their streaming numbers. They keep saying they're breaking all these other records. That's something that I need to cover and break down because someone needs to stop Netflix from all this stuff. Curious to know your thoughts down below. Did you like this series? Who is your favorite character? What other series would you recommend we do an LME on down below in the comment section? Don't forget to let us know your thoughts. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And I'll send you to Rome.